Hello, everyone. Just wanted to jump on and say hi and kind of give an update about what's been going on the last year and a half or so. Do you ever have those times in your life where you plan stuff out and think you're going one direction and then God laughs and suddenly everything's different? About a year and a half, 2 years ago, I was having some back pain, and come to find out I had about a inch cyst that had grown between my L4 and 5 discs. So Thanksgiving last year, I had to have spinal surgery to remove the cyst. And prior to that, I'd kind of had some digestive issues, just stomach problems. We didn't know why. But after I had my surgery, suddenly I just started throwing up, and it was like started a couple times a week, and then it was a couple times a day during the week, and it got to the point where I had been hospitalized several times, now over a dozen at least, trips to the ER and hospital, and it got to the point where I couldn't even keep broth or water down. They finally had diagnosed me with gastroparesis and cyclical vomiting syndrome. And gastroparesis is when your stomach becomes paralyzed, which did not know that was even possible till now. I found out that you should be digesting about 90% of your food in a 4-hour time period. I was going I would throw up 24 hours from what I had eaten 24 hours prior, and would like I said, I didn't understand that was even an issue at that point. So once I was diagnosed, cyclical vomiting syndrome is probably, I would rather do labor actually for days. But your stomach becomes almost, they kind of explain it like a stomach migraine, but basically it's just like totally spasming, and it makes my stomach and esophagus spasm, and I start throwing up 40 to 50 times an hour for days, to the point I'm passing out for minutes at a time, and I'm having full body Charlie horses because of the severe dehydration. And we found out I was extremely malnourished. And so after a night of going to the ER 3 times in a night, they admitted me, and after the first 24 hours, I was still throwing up even with all the IV meds. They decided to put an NG tube down my nose to see if we could bypass my stomach, and see if that helped. And that one still was causing me to throw up. I'd throw up the formula that was coming in. Basically, there's like anything that comes into my stomach kind of sits, and when everything starts spasming, everything just pushes back into my stomach and comes up. So where I was still throwing up, we decided to do a more permanent one and put in it's called a J tube, and it just bypasses my stomach and goes directly into my intestine. So most people usually have a pretty positive response with that. I am, like I said, extremely severe end of everything. I have been now about 6 months on the feeding tube, and still am right now at about 600 calories that I'm getting from it. My body I keep having so many flares, and it makes me have to start over every time. So the highest I've ever been able to get is about 1,000 calories before I've had to kind of go back and start from the beginning again. If not, it just backs up, and I'm throwing up my formula as well. So it's been a rough 6 months, but we've been finally, I'm connected with a surgeon. We are in the process of getting ready to remove my stomach permanently. They'll connect my esophagus basically to my intestines and just totally move that. And so it may not take all the symptoms away. This is kind of a lifelong disease. It's an extremely rare one, I've heard. Them say a lot of people have never even heard of it. But I'm just praying that even if it can get me longer between flares, that I am ready for the surgery. I am so ready for the surgery. I have pretty much been homebound or in bed for the last year. My amazing family, my kids, and my totally amazing husband, who I can never even say enough about, of how well he takes care of me and the way that he shows it all the time, and he doesn't have a problem with supporting me in the new changes that are coming. So throughout all this, it's just made me so aware of how your mindset affects you. It can totally change how you you decide to live your life when you have something like this. You can either let it keep you down, you can let it defeat you, or you can reevaluate and come back and decide that you want to do something else. So I am so excited that I have a new project that I've been working on through this, and I am close to being ready to share with everybody and show you what I've been working on. And I am hoping that I get to connect with so many more people and get to know them and develop those friendships, because I think everybody needs that. Everybody can use that support. Feel free to ask me any questions if you have anything about gastroparesis or what it does, or anything. I am open to discussing all that, and I'm open for any kind of suggestions as well. I have tried like dozens of ways to try to control it and get it at least a little bit more managed. But so far, not so much. I've seemed to still have flares and issues. So I am so excited for what's coming up next, and I hope that you guys will join me on this new adventure.